hazy day. There's so much haze. It's almost like a fog, but not really. It's just like humidity or something. I don't know. So I'm out here checking my notes. So in a video I did in the fall that was about the importance of native plants, we went over, look how low the dang airplane's getting up here. It's going behind the tree. It's about to peek over that house there. Peek. Yeah. Jeez. Anyway, and I'll link it in the description down below. The video that we did about the importance of native plants, I did go through the catalog and talk about what my order was going to be. And so I am finalizing my plans for planting locations for the things that I've ordered. And double checking the details about the growing conditions that they need. And so I'm out here, also height, because that blackberry, well, the wind's blowing that all around, that's gotta look weird. The blackberry could be anywhere from 2 foot to 12 foot, depending on the variety. So this one's 3 to 5 foot, very reasonable height. So I'm trying to figure all this out. I'm thinking that the ground cover raspberries, the 2 different varieties, I do want to keep them separate or distinguishable so that I can be able to offer them. And these plants need one of each variety in order to be able to produce fruit. So it's kind of like elderberries are like that. All these blank sticks that I can point at here. Anyway, yeah, so I am kind of, so you can see I'm very undecided about the ground cover raspberries, and which are these two colors, and this one. I marked the wrong color with the short raspberries. So there's going to be a lot of bramble fruits that are thornless now, all of a sudden. And this is a tough one for me. It genuinely is a tough one for me. Like, where am I putting these? Fun fact, blackberries and raspberries are often advised not to be planted near each other. Another fun fact, most of the varieties of thornless need to have some sort of protection from herbivore browse. So let's go with what we pretty well do know. The strawberry minimum order for the variety that I used to have, and that when I tore all this area up last didn't survive being planted in pots over winter, that minimum order quantity is 25. So I have a few places. I think I'm going to plant it in with the tarragon, because there's a decent amount of sun that hits that one. Not a whole lot of sun hits this one. I think I'm going to plant it all up through here, because it was starting to get all kind of slugified down here. And we already said we're going to plant it in the front edge of the raised bed that I'm finishing. So when we get back there, I'll point that out. So that's the red. Changed my mind about that, but this one here and there. The pink is the short raspberry. It will be perfect up in here, because the parts of this taller raspberry that get eaten by the herbivores are the parts that stick out from that cage that's over there. And this shorter thornless raspberry is entirely shorter than this cage. So that'll be nice. And then this is pretty deep shade back here, so I'm going to put the one large hosta inside the cage on this end, in the, because that gets the shed followed by the hedge, and midday it's under this oak. So right in here is pretty deep shade, and the hosta loves that. The other one, I'm gonna put it under the transplanted location of my pear, which is right there. Let's see if there's anything else I need to point out while we're over here. I don't think so. So this other hosta will go right here. Now, this is a location that I don't see from my porch. So I'm probably going to line up the other hosta in a location where its spring buds I'll be able to see from my porch. Because when I come out the door, I go like that way, and that's my like zone 1, aka notice it in time if it's a short-term harvest option. The neighbor German Shepherd wants to tell us who we are today, so that might happen a bit. So this will be my zone 1 hosta that will tell me to come look at this one. Zone 1 isn't a hardiness zone, it is permaculture zone. Zone 1 is the zone that you see the most. It's the high intensity zone. And if you design things for how frequently you need to be up on top of them, then zone 1 is the most on top of them. And zone 5 is the least, and that's the full range of the numbers. The persimmon's gonna go here. I got a meter persimmon. It's the great big orangey bit. And that's this spot on the map. This is just hand drawn, so it's a bit messy. This blue is the thought that I'm thinking to put the pond that I've been talking about possibilities of. I've been thinking to put it through here. Don't know if I'll actually do it. Don't hold me to it. And another, so I could put the blackberry up in the front, but I'm kind of thinking to put it down here inside one of these cages. So this is haskap, and so's that. And here's the thing, this haskap got sun scorch. So putting a blackberry in front of it actually could be really helpful for it. And I can actually move this, because the sun scorch it got was the afternoon sun on this side. I could actually scoot this cage, because the footprint of the haskap is like this, and it was getting herbivored. So it's like this, and I could scoot this over 1 foot, maybe even 2 foot, and put the black. I think that's gonna be my best bet. I can then see these from that window. It's like that. See, well, they're not really both in the same frame, but you know, we're trying here. So yeah, so the mark that I put here is just checking that whoever just talked wasn't trying to talk at me. The mark that I put here was guessing it would be inside the plum, but now that I'm back here looking, see, this is why we decide things. And then I'm thinking that my switchgrass, I'm thinking it's gonna go here. I'm angling myself to show you, because I'd like to start getting some visual height. I need another tree here. So this tiny little stump in here, 2 stumps. I don't know if that's actually gonna end up being, but that might be rootstock. Apple rootstock, huh? Oh, there's your tulip coming up. Because otherwise that really shouldn't be putting up 2. but theoretically this could be a second columnar apple. I don't know. Worst case scenario, it's not. Worst case scenario, it's grafting wood. But I'd like to be, because you know the trees get kind of bald. I'd like to start adding grasses on the sides that I want a little bit more privacy as well, like tall grasses, you know. And switchgrass is a native grass, so it has insects that are going to be dependent on it specifically for their life cycle. So yeah, that's the start of what I'm thinking. And as for these ground cover raspberries, I'm really in like a mental debate about it, because they do need full sun, and they won't get full season full sun in here because I'm going to be growing vegetables here and in the raised bed. And a lot of stuff I'm not going to be growing vegetables in. I'm also going to be starting a bunch of seeds in here. They'll be hybrid of native like food crops, but probably not producing food this year, because perennials take a little longer. So for this ground cover raspberry, which is Rubus arcticus, by the way, I want to, I think, put little semicircles of cage protection against the fence and put like Anna and Sophia and let them start to see if they spread. Now, because this is, you can see the train going by, how that last train is so graffitied, oh my goodness. The boxcar at the end there. But if you were wondering what the noise was, I'm gonna have to dig down through all these wood chips and backfill it with a bit of soil in order for the water retention and the nutrient situation to be correct for growing. They should be able to spread from the soil out into the wood chips as the wood chips age further. For example, somewhere up here, right over here, there's a huge colony of bird's nest mushrooms. In fact, it looks like something was digging and trying to eat them, or some sort of animal interaction has happened with them. So as the wood chips break down, they should be cooperative. But I think that's what I want to do, is put them here and like shy of that line of tire sidewalls. And I still need does somebody want weights, like sheet weights, because I have too many, or I need additional uses for tire sidewalls, because for the most part they stack better than all those tires did, but whew, that's a lot. So that's what I'm looking at here, and it's probably going to be about 3 weeks before they arrive still. So still a little bit of time to think about it. But I am glad that this was the other idea for the switchgrass, was to put it possibly here. So I was checking the invasive status of my zebra grass, which is currently installed, and I'd be kind of bereft to fully remove it until something else was fully established here. Eep! Which I'm struggling. This is the zebra grass, which I just looked up, and it's in the Miscanthus family, which means it's somewhat invasive, though I've never seen this seed here. Like, I've never seen this pop up anywhere else, so I don't know as if this is anything more than root aggressive. I think this is a gentler miscanthus. It's also not quite as useful for like the sticks that a lot of people use miscanthus for. Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking about my plant order. I'm excited about it, but also a little bit nervous because it's always a really big deal getting that many plants all in one night in a format that they don't live very long. At least I'm getting them because I know at least one person in my comments section that's getting their plants well before their ground is thawed. At least my ground is thawed first and the plants are coming later. So that helps a lot. Also, I can kind of dig the holes ahead of time. But I do expect that my plants will be sent pretty soon. And we're gonna start to see spring pretty soon. Look, I messed up and left my tangerine outside overnight one night. I knew I was risking it by putting this out during the day to get it some more sun, because I'm a forgetful son of a gun. And that's exactly how that went. Whoops, whoops. Yet I continue to bring it back out and try to remember better. Yeah, failed. Yeah, so really the only thing waking up so far is the serviceberry, the Saskatoon Juneberry. It's all the same plant. That's the only plant I've seen coming out of dormancy beside the bulbs, like all the daffodils and the snowdrops. And the snowdrops are only fully open at midday, so I'm gonna have to come out and capture them at midday sometime. The one that's the most open is the one popping through the rocks here, so there you go. There's like a green center, but these petals will hold out wide midday and show off that cute little center. Yep, that's my update. I know it was rambly, so thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, you will definitely enjoy my channel, so feel free to hit that like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for visiting the cliffside. This has been Permaculture. Take care. Bye.